Hi everybody, and welcome back to another weekly Wolf Vlog. My name's Joshua, and today we're going to be taking a look at troubleshooting your espresso machine. Now, following on from last week, where we spoke about tackling your espresso grinder, certainly when it comes to issues that arise on your espresso machine, there are definitely a lot more complex issues that can happen, and some of those will require a technician, espresso mechanic, or an electrician with trade certificate to fix those issues. Beyond that, there are simple maintenance issues that come from the wear and tear of using your espresso machine every day, and they will impact the quality of the espresso as well. So let's first take a look at those simple issues and see what we can do to identify them and also fix them. So when it comes to the wear and tear of using your espresso machine every day, one of the first things that breaks down, and as part of regular maintenance, is the group head seals themselves. Now, a group head seal is a thick gasket that sits up and around the side of the shower screen, and it's a rubber ring that creates a seal when you lock in your group handle. Over time, your group seal will turn brittle and hard and begin to crack, and it might even be hard to unlock your group handle. There are two good indications of when your group seal has passed its age and is broken. First off is when you lock in your group handle, you'll notice water still seems to find its way out on the sides of the basket, and this will affect the quality of your espresso that you're pouring. Second is when you lock in your group handle and your group handle goes beyond 90 degrees. That is a good indication that the wear and tear on your group seal allows your group handles to turn all the way past. Now, a group seal costs no more than $5 or $10 by a local supplier. They're definitely something you want to replace when they're no longer working. Now, another part that seems to share the wear and tear of everyday use is the portafilter spring or tension spring. Now, that spring can be found in a groove on the inside of your portafilter. What that does is push against the filter basket to hold your filter basket in. So if you've ever gone to tamp out your coffee and your filter basket keeps on falling out, that is a good indication that your spring needs replacing. Again, your spring, really simple, cheap and easy to replace, and it's something you should be able to order online or with your local supplier. Even keeping a few of them on hand in a small kit will help you fix those issues a lot quicker. Now, when it comes to troubleshooting the rest of the espresso machine, I'm going to take this from the perspective of the opening barista. So it's the barista who first comes into the cafe and is charged with dialing in the coffee. So what I like to do when I walk past my espresso machine is first turn on all the steam wands to ensure that I have steam, and also start all the group heads to ensure that there is hot water coming out. Now, if on one of the group heads there's no hot water coming out, I definitely want to check and remove my portafilter to ensure that there was no blind filter left in my group handle during close. At that stage, if there is water coming out and it's hot, then there's no issue. But at any point along that check, something does arise, like no water coming out or it's not hot, then there's ways of solving this issue. And they are looking at the supplies to your espresso machine. Now, there are two supplies to your espresso machine. One is the water supply and one is the electrical supply. So I'm going to first check my electrical supply to ensure that my espresso machine is turned on. So your espresso machine will have a switch on the front panel or just underneath the tray usually, and then also to ensure that your espresso machine is turned on at the wall. If you've just turned on your espresso machine and the pump is working, your espresso machine might take 20 minutes to at least half an hour before it's going to fully reach temperature adequately enough to serve espresso. Now, the water supply comes in through a water filtration system usually in your cafe, and then also a water pump. Your water pump can be internal or external. In our case, it's external. The water filtration system and the water pump will also require electrical supply. So it's important to not only check that the espresso machine is turned on and it has its own water supply, And if it does, everything is working fine. But if it doesn't, then you need to follow the water supply back to ensure that A, the pump is turned on and your water is flowing. There is a rhythmic whir underneath your espresso machine, and that will indicate that the pump is pushing water into the boiler itself. And then also your water filtration system is turned on and the water is flowing. And those two things are very simple to check. They're generally switches on the wall themselves plugged in, and also the flow of water is generally an on-off tap system. If they're in high traffic areas, perhaps behind the bin or underneath your espresso machine and can easily get knocked, then they may be switched off, and there are things that can stop your espresso machine from functioning. Now, a good indicator when the water isn't running is that you can't also hear the pump working. So if the pump is working and the espresso machine is working, then it will lead to a further problem. If you do find a fault with the pump or the water filtration system itself, and it's not just the typical water supply and electrical supply, then those faults will require someone with trade certificate to come in and fix. Now, some espresso machines require the group heads to be bled of any oxygen that might be in the water lines. And this might happen if you've either serviced or replaced either your water pump or your water filtration system. And some espresso machines, it's simply just taking out the top of your group head, and then there is a little bleed valve inside the group head. You can open that, push through some water, and then the air will escape out of the pipe that way as well. Troubleshooting can seem difficult, but it's a simple step back and understanding the components and how they all work together, and also eliminating what is working. So going through knowing what you do have and being able to see the issue, and then approaching that to diagnose the real problem. Like any of our other videos, I want to thank you for watching, and if you have any other comments or experiences of your own, please add them to below. We love all the followers. Thank you for subscribing, and we'll see you again soon.